For over a decade, we all watched as Dustin Poirier faced the world-class killers in the nastiest division of the sport, where he had to go full beast mode to destroy them. And before retiring, he gave us moments where it looked like he was done, only to flip the switch and turn into a berserk precision-striking monster, which is when the fans decided to remember him as the Crownless King.
Poirier put on another legendary performance and took himself to another level.
Dustin Poirier is as legendary as they come.
I love that dog, Dustin Poirier. He's a fighter, you know what I mean?
In April 2018, Dustin faced the most violent fighter of that time, Justin Gaethje. At the time, Poirier was just a young contender with talent, while Gaethje was the UFC's human demolition machine, a guy who dared his opponents to brawl with him and drowned them in pressure. Gaethje's career demonstrated a mindset of either wanting to kill or to be killed. For 3 rounds, that's pretty much what happened. Gaethje savaged Poirier's lead leg with brutal low kicks, messing up his movement while landing his signature wild, powerful hooks. The damage was adding up, and to make matters even worse, Poirier was the victim of 2 eye pokes that utterly compromised his vision. But a legend like Poirier did not need to see when he could smell his shot, because 33 seconds into the 4th round, the switch flipped. A perfectly timed massive left hand smashed into Gaethje's head, sending him staggering back. Poirier smelled blood and attacked, unleashing a non-stop combination that forced the ref to jump in. This was a powerful beginning of Dustin's career, which cemented his status as one of the most exciting fighters alive. Every great fighter has a rival that defines a huge part of their career. For Dustin Poirier, that rivalry was with former champ Eddie Alvarez. Their first fight ended with a controversial no contest after Alvarez landed illegal knees. The bad blood was real, and their rematch in July 2018 was personal.
He says that you quit and you're mad that you quit after the fact.
That's cute. I'm not a quitter, man. I mean, look at my history. But as a person, he's a bitch, man. He's talking shit, and he saw an opportunity to land a strike on a guy and did it. I think he knew exactly what he was doing, so he quit.
This was for more than a paycheck. It was about settling the score. But in the 2nd round, Alvarez got a takedown and took Poirier's back, putting him in an awful position where it looked like Dustin was about to lose. But then, in a moment that changed everything, Alvarez landed an illegal 12-6 elbow. The referee stepped in, stood them up and gave a strict warning. That break was all Poirier needed. When the fight restarted, suddenly, something in Poirier had awakened. He marched forward with a cold, 5 consecutive and accurate jabs that were followed up with brutal hooks, forcing the stoppage after overwhelming the former champion. Poirier silenced everyone who doubted his skills by suddenly flipping the beast mode switch and closing the book on their rivalry with an exclamation point. If you ever needed to show someone what championship heart looks like in MMA, show them Dustin Poirier versus Dan Hooker. During the COVID pandemic, these two went to war for 5 rounds in a fight that's still considered one of the best in UFC history. For 25 rounds, they just stood in the middle of the octagon and threw everything they had at each other. The 2nd round especially was pure chaos. Hooker hurt Poirier badly, even commentators were sure the end was near. But Dustin found strength in a moment when most fighters fall apart while eating heavy shots. He fired back on instinct, refusing to go down. As they moved into the championship rounds, Poirier's famous cardio and pressure started to take over, which is a skill that only a few champions could ever access. Hooker began to fade from the crazy pace, but Poirier looked like he was just getting started.
How about that, Dan?
He landed his combos more often with more power, pushing Hooker back and nearly getting a finish himself. He did not just win by unanimous decision. He proved that he has the heart of a true champion by walking through the fire. Our final beast mode moment happened at UFC 281 against another one of the sport's most explosive savages, Michael Chandler. This was the same Michael Chandler who, just months earlier, had brutally knocked out Tony Ferguson with a front kick so devastating it made a legend look 80 years older, raising concerns over memory loss. And Dustin had to figure out how to neutralize this human tank like Chandler. This fight was a back and forth brawl that had the whole arena losing its mind. Chandler had a huge second round, slamming Poirier to the mat and controlling him for most of it. It was a seriously tough spot for Poirier, made worse by Chandler's dirty tactics, who jammed his fingers into Poirier's mouth in an attempt to gain leverage. But as the fight went into the third and final round, his determination took over once again. As Chandler tried to slam him, Poirier pulled off a masterful transition to Chandler's back. It was a veteran move that only comes from years of experience in the fire. He locked in a tight rear naked choke, and Chandler had no choice but to tap. To survive a wild brawl with a human firecracker like Michael Chandler, get beat up and controlled, endure illegal moves, and then have the composure and skill to lock in a submission, that's the essence of Dustin Poirier. The fight was another reminder that no matter how bad it gets, the diamond is made under pressure. For over a decade, we all watched as Dustin Poirier proved that his unbreakable spirit is what made him a champion of the people and a legend of MMA history.